Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Gonna be doing maybe some interesting stuff today. I don't know, we're gonna do some experimentation, probably gonna, I don't know, add some new cards or whatever. But yeah, before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale. It's my first release as a commercial indie dev, or first commercial release, I keep saying that. First commercial release as a full-time indie dev. And so it's a great way to support me, and I think the game is pretty fun as well. And I also have my new Udemy course, Create a Complete Online Co-op Multiplayer Game in Godot 4. And this now has the highest rated badge, which is very nice, but I also have other Udemy courses that you can purchase to learn how to build games in Godot. So if you're interested, check out the links in the description below. Again, this is a great way to support me, but also it's a great way to learn what you need to learn for making games in Godot. So check that out if you're interested, and I appreciate all the support. And let's see, what are we going to be doing today? I have a ton of stuff just like all in various stages of in progress. So yeah, gonna have to probably clean up some of this. But I did a bunch of balancing work yesterday. I actually had a friend, he play tested the game quite a bit. So yeah, I've got some ideas for what to do, but we'll get into all that in just a second. Hello, Kenyaz, welcome, welcome. Cat Hugger, welcome. A the Ant, nice to see you. Fat Kid Games, Rookie Tookie. Hello everybody, Rift Lurker, welcome back. Thank you Snup Bill for the IDR 10,000, very much appreciate that. With the message Yummers, that's always very generous, thank you. And of course, love to see you here at the stream again. It's my birthday today, McDonald's to celebrate. Happy birthday, Emerson. Happy birthday, can we get some party hats in the chat? I don't know, what's the emoji, the party? Just put some party related emojis in the chat, everybody. Good morning to you, Emerson. And happy birthday again. My internet sucks here. I might not be able to watch your stream for now. That's all right. Thank you for joining, and thank you again for the super chat. Very much appreciate that. Aragoth, welcome, welcome. Hello, Cool Modern Jaden, welcome back. Thank you everyone for wishing Emerson happy birthday. I'm gonna buy your multiplayer course right now because it's on sale. Excellent, Symphonic, thank you. If you do purchase it, just make sure to use my link that's in the description so you can use my referral code. You should still be able to take advantage of the sale. It's just that the referral code makes sure that I get the majority of the sale. Hello, Nikesh, welcome back. Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you, A the Ant. There we go. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right, so thanks for wishing Emerson happy birthday. Now we are going to do some game development. I don't know. So anyway, my friend playtested it. Like I said, playtested the game, and it's feeling very good. He had a lot of fun finding different combinations of cards and upgrading things and all that stuff. But what I want to experiment with, and it's something that we've talked about on this stream before, is making the map bigger. And not just a little bit bigger, like making it a lot bigger. Like, I'm thinking there's just one map per run, because the way I was thinking about it before is you finish this map and then you go on to the next one. But I think it's going to be more interesting from a gameplay perspective and also from a thematic perspective if the map is just one giant map that gets generated. And there's a question about like what does the actual gameplay loop then look like on a bigger map? Because right here, you know, the way it works is you've got your 15 traversals. Once you go through your 15 nodes, then you get thrust into the boss fight automatically. So what my friend suggested is, instead of this being a traversal value, this can instead become a sort of like, and I think somebody else on the stream has suggested something similar. This could be like a wanted status, a kind of wanted status, right? Where as you're doing things on the map, this is either increasing a little bit or increasing a lot depending on which activities you're engaged in. And that can serve as like the tracker for when you get automatically put into a boss fight. But then, so the idea is once you reach a certain level of wanted, that's when you get thrown into the boss fight, right? So maybe each node here would have like a slightly randomized amount of wanted status that it increases, and you just try to visit as many nodes as possible before you get thrust into these boss fights, right? But the question is, how does the traversal work on the bigger map? And my friend had a great idea, which is that after you visit a node on a map here, it typically just goes away. You can't visit it again. But he suggested, what if there was like a cooldown period on this where maybe it's not available for a number of traversals, but after 5 or 6 or 7 traversals or whatever, another node gets placed here. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. But my slightly different idea is that this could actually be an upgraded version of the node in some cases. So one problem I was having, for example, is this alchemy here. The power of the alchemy is directly related to how big this alchemy grid is, because the bigger the alchemy grid is, the more cards you can put into it, right? And so I was kind of struggling with, how do I get the alchemy to get bigger, right? Well, if after you visit an alchemy node, 5 turns or 6 turns later or whatever, it regenerates and becomes a level 2 alchemy node, then its grid can be bigger if it's leveled up, right? Now, the only problem with that is that that's going to require that you have to, let me think. That's going to require some backtracking, right? So I can't just I think what I have to make is like the map go outward radially from like a center point. So instead of like doing the map vertically, like I go up vertically and I come down, I think I would have to make it expand in all directions, because then you'd need to come back and backtrack a little bit to a node that has regenerated. So that's one option. The other option is that, I could just create upgraded alchemy nodes the further away you get from the starting point. So there's a couple, this is why I'm saying there's experimentation, because there's got to be a lot of thinking about this. And then the other thing too is that if there's a bigger map, we probably are going to want some kind of fog of war, so that you can't see all the nodes ahead of time and like optimally plan the path. Because that, even now, the problem that I'm having with this map is that when I first start, I have a lot of, options. And so I kind of try to find my way through the map at first, which can be fun. But a lot of times it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it's hard to keep track of like, wait, which way was I going to go? And so I think one of the ways to alleviate that is to introduce a fog of war where you can only see like 2 nodes ahead. So basically, yeah, any node that is more than 2 jumps away from where you're currently at will just be hidden, so you don't know what it is. And I think that may not work so well on this size of a map, but if the map is going to be a lot larger, then I think that could work really nicely, because then it becomes more of an issue of like, you can plan a little bit ahead, but there's still going to be some emergent gameplay in terms of like the options that become available to you as you move. So yeah. I have a note written down here that I don't know how to make sense of, so I guess that's a useless note. Anyway, any thoughts on any of that? Gonna continue working on the game. I got a bit demotivated the last 2 days because my art is not the best. Yeah, I've been there, Aragoth. I've been there. Yep, you just gotta keep working. You'll get better. You'll get better if you keep practicing, but it can be demotivating. So we're essentially doing a roguelike thing? I guess so. Hello, Afra Siab. Great art style. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alien roguelite. Yeah. Hello, Raphael. By the way, I love that effect of the white tracing outline. Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. Handles the visibility beautifully. Does anyone have any thoughts on that long tirade I just went on the map, or should we just do it? Also, there's one thing that I want to do before that, which is that I drew a wench. So I want to put this card into the game too. I'm actually not done with this. Maybe we'll just finish this up really quick, because she is too big. Not in terms of weight, but in terms of she's going off the edges of the card. So I might... Let's do this. Card. Background. Let's do a 2x1, or 1x2, I mean. Copy this. Paste this here. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna need to trim down some things if I want this to work. Let's get rid of that. I'm just gonna paint over some stuff. Okay, I think that can work. Let's just try it. Let's duplicate this layer. Oops. Nope, wrong one. Duplicate this one. Just erase. I want to figure out, can I still get this hand to work? That might be okay. Okay. The rogue consumes. All right, bought it. Thank you, Symphonic. I appreciate that. Just make the card 1.5 by 2. I don't know about that one. That's what I suggested. I think a bigger map, kind of like He Is Coming, would be very cool. Yeah. I can still recognize a hand. Okay, good. Yeah. I think it's not as good as it was when I had the bigger, but I didn't want to make it a 2... I wanted to make it a 2x2 initially, but then the art didn't end up filling the space, so I think this is probably better. I think it's decent. I think it's decent. Sprite crop. Okay. Export wench. Decent indeed. All right. Good. Good, good. Do I want to go through the whole trouble of making this? Give it I might as well give it an ability while I'm here. Okay, card. Create new card. Flavor text, we'll come up with some flavor text later. Is enemy is flippable minion. What don't I have? One thing that's nice about this board configuration editor is I can see a library of all my cards and what they do. Or enemy cards at least. But let me create a new script for that card. Scripts, data. And we'll just not add any abilities right now. Okay, let's go into the board configuration editor and see. Export wench, yep. I also finished my first endless game today, very basic, but I'm happy. Excellent. Congratulations, Symphonic. It's a great feeling, always. I just realized I was on my other channel. That's all right. I knew who you were. I'm thinking about giving the wench just healing based on adjacent healing. I think that'll work very well. Did turn out pretty good, actually. The villager and the wench make such a cute couple. Such a cute couple. Anyway. So the winch, not the winch, the wench needs to have an ability that will make her heal based on other healing. Let me look at my ceremonial dagger. Nope, not the image. Ceremonial dagger, adjacent scaled poison. I think I'll just copy this. I'm wondering, I might as well just make this a standalone script. Paste, rename, adjacent scaled heal. Adjacent scaled heal. Heal ability. Dynamic heal ability. Now this can be heal. Make additive scalar. I'm going to make this a float scalar. Float multiplier scalar. No, make multiplier scalar. We're get rid of this original magnitude, dynamic heal ability. Okay. Query count provider. Query directions, adjacent, custom filter. Card has ability of type heal. Okay. Conditional value provider. Heal ability. Yeah, that works. Dynamic heal ability. So it's basically the same. Okay. Heal, base magnitude, double, let's do this. Heal applied is doubled if an adjacent card applies heal. So it's basically the same as what I had for the ceremonial dagger, except it's healing now. So these are, what's making me a little bit cautious here is that this pattern, this adjacent scaled whatever, it could be genericized a little bit, but I don't know if I want to go that deep. Because I can make this configurable such that I just have one like adjacent scaled, you know, class. But I don't think I want to merge these just yet. I think I'll just make them separate for now, and if I start adding even more, then I'll probably look at merging these, just making the class fully configurable so I can specify what type of ability it's looking for, what type of ability it applies, and all that good stuff. But just making it a separate composed ability for now is fine. So now in the wench we can do new adjacent scaled heal, and we'll do 6. Cool. All right, let's see what happens. 1 out of 100 chance of the wench being called a winch. Yeah. Do I need to learn C# for the future? I don't think so, no. I mean, it depends on, you know, whether you use C# or not depends on a number of factors, depends on, obviously, if you enjoy using C# or not, if you think it's going to help. You know, if you're looking to get into like a career with C#, then using it in your hobby projects can be helpful, but I don't think it's necessary, no. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Good to see you. Every time you say multiplier, Markiplier pops in my head. Oh. Will you ever make a 3D Godot course? Maybe someday, but it's definitely not Definitely not in the works right now, and not going to be in the works anytime soon. Mark the plower. All right. Specs. Sorry, I don't have any fancy commands, Redentor. But happy to answer any questions you might have. Hello, Ali. Welcome back. All right, let's do some wave function collapse and see if we get a wench. There's one. Oop, there we go. One thing that I can change, I can put a limit in there. I can also put a limit in here. And that limit can be used in my enemy board generator when I'm placing cards. Max affected tiles. Max affected tiles is equal to board queryable dot query options dot limit. We'll just do null coalescing to 0. If max affected tiles is 0, then we will change the value. So yeah, so now, because right now the wench was being placed next to 2 to 3 healing, but since only 1 healing ability is going to benefit that card, I can use the limit property of the query options to use that as the max affected tiles here. So anyway, this just basically determines which affected cells need to have their possibilities collapsed to valid options. So now let's take a look. How fast did Godot C# compile versus Unity with your specs? I don't know what it would take in Unity. I'm sorry to say. I don't have any experience in Unity, but in Godot it compiles very quickly. There we go, that's working now. 2 wenches. But I don't, yeah, I think my, what is my CPU? It's an Intel 14900K, is that right? I forgot. Is this gonna, maybe I shouldn't run this. Intel i9-10900K. So I was way off. i9-10900K. That's my CPU. Yep. Unity more like shmunity. I'm sure I would like Unity if I spent any appreciable amount of time in it, but I just don't have any experience with Unity, really. Well, so many prisoners on this board. What the heck? All right, so that seems to be working just fine. Sometimes the wench gets placed without an adjacent heal, which is fine because she still provides normal healing. Oh, that's fascinating. Wait a minute. So, oh, interesting. There's a combination here that I didn't even think about. which is working, which is awesome. So what's happening is the scarecrow is copying the heal, the lifesteal from the chicken, and the wench is detecting that the scarecrow is applying that. And so that's where she's getting her bonus from. Interesting. Very cool. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's working. I'm just clicking this because it's fun. Okay, anyway. We are going to call that good. Let me just update my board here. Cool. All right, let's get into some of the experimentation I was talking about initially on the stream. So we're going to expand the map size, which is going to be relatively difficult because then I need to add camera motion and all that stuff. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, but we're going to get it. Okay, go. All right. Screenshotted this for a boss battle. No, that tool is just for me to check the board generation. As I hear, Unity has atrocious compile times once you get your project going. Oh, I see. I tried Unity for a few months before Godot, but it never felt good to use. Godot starts instantly in most cases I've seen. Yeah, Godot is very quick, usually. Unity is not bad, but it just feels a bit all over the place, and it's coming from a Unity dev. Yeah, I think that that's something that Godot is not immune to. I mean, I'm already starting to see a bunch of like all over the placeness crop into the Godot engine. Like this bottom bar keeps growing in complexity as they're changing the shader editors and all that stuff. And I just don't think that this bottom bar is very intuitive to begin with. You've just got information all over the place. You've got stuff in the inspector, but then when you click on certain things, it pops open the shader editor for some reason, and then but you've got your animation, which is here, but there's no animation selected, and it's just like, I definitely think that Godot could use some UX help for sure. Comes down to Unity being a few gigabytes and Godot only being a few hundred megabytes, yeah. Motion. Good morning, Chris. Welcome. I hate the bottom panels opening automatically. Yeah, I wonder if there's I don't want to be too strong against it because there might be a setting for that. The script editor integration needs all the help. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this top navigation either, where you're like constantly like. I always find myself when I'm writing GD script, I'm like in here writing this, and I'm like, wait a minute, I want to see my scene. So I click a node, it pops up in the shader editor, I gotta collapse that, go over to 2D. It's just, yeah, it's a mess. But, I mean, the other thing too is that, with sufficiently sophisticated software, like, you gotta put all the options somewhere, So it's a tough problem, but anyway, let's figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with this map. I'm gonna create a new branch. Game loop overhaul. Here we go. I don't know how far I'm going to get with this because the GMTK jam starts tomorrow. So I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow in the morning because I'll be streaming in the afternoon my game jam project. So yeah. Well, I guess the first thing to do is I'm going to have to redo a bunch of stuff. How big is this? 576 by 280. Let's just make this 2000 by 2000. Okay, min nodes and max nodes. Let's just bump this up. Let's do 75 and 85. Min combat encounters, max combat encounters. I may just remove this. This is going to have to go away. Create nodes. Generate points in a radius. Let's do 64. Sample region size, dimensions. Number of samples before rejection. Let's turn that down to 5. Oh, this. I think I need to pass in the RNG here. Yeah. Poisson poison disc sampler. Got that poison disc sampler going. I think this is just... This is just visuals. So the visuals don't need to be the same on seeded maps. I don't need to do it that much, but... Alright, so points... We'll get rid of this. Closest to center point is equal to new vector 2. I'll just do negative 10,000, negative 10,000. So we'll set the center point equal to dimensions divided by 2. If point dot distance squared to center point is less than closest to center point distance squared to. I think that's it. Okay, we can get rid of this now. Randomly ordered cells is equal to points.order by RNG rand f. Randomly ordered points. I don't need this get cell center, I don't think. And I don't need this. I don't know if I really need to do this anymore. Nodes fuzzily ordered by edge count. I may want to keep that in place, although maybe not. This max event count. I'm gonna have to bump this up quite substantially. I'm just gonna multiply all these numbers by 5 because I multiplied the I multiplied the dimensions by 5, roughly speaking. I may want to change all this too, but I'm not really worried about it just yet. Add item, we'll add a combat now. Event loot table dot add item event type combat. We'll make that, yeah, 20 is good. So previously I was generating a certain number of combat encounters, but I don't think I need to do that anymore. All right. Well, I think I've updated it, so let's just run the game and see what happens. You can pop out the integrated IDE. Are the functions of the items defined in resource, or are you using another approach? Hello, Pugni. So the way that the card, so I have a card resource, which is like here. So like the Phoenix. This is all the static data about the card. So it's dimensions, it's art, stuff that's not really going to change. And the way that gets related is that it takes the ID, which is the name of the file, Phoenix, and it looks at the scripts directory for the Phoenix script, and it just wires those up automatically for me. And this is where I'm defining the abilities. So each card script is where the abilities get defined, and the abilities are classes. So the abilities are just, I built up a whole framework so I can build abilities in a very modular way. And so that's how the abilities are defined. I have an advice question. Say I want to add different finite state machines for each character. My finite state machine is a separate script per action. I'm trying to resolve this in a component way, but I'm not sure how I could specify the code to use from the editor. This might be a case where you may want to create a resource that represents a piece of script functionality, and then in your component you can say, you can point to that resource and say, this resource is the resource that contains or references the functionality that I need. That's probably how I would do it. The first thing that I think of is like, you need, I guess, some kind of unique identifier for each chunk of functionality. I don't know if that's a good way to do it, but maybe that's what I would look into first. I noticed if I'm in the script window and double click on a node with a script, it does not automatically open the script, which is quite annoying. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you can use an external IDE for GDScript. I don't want to have soldier FSM script that gets added as a component. Right, yeah. Wanted to participate, but there's one problem. Grounded 2 comes out today. Oh. Yep, I got you. Hello, Monkey Software. Firebelly Game Jam when? Maybe someday. That would be fun. That would be fun for sure. Okay. All right, let's see what happened. So we've got a map. Oh my. This is not terribly useful. I need to be able to scroll around the map, so that's going to be the next thing to do. Maybe not the next thing, but let's do this. We'll go to the game tab. We'll say embed game on next play. This is where this little window can become handy, I think. It's taking a while to generate the map too, which is kind of bad. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. How do I make the camera move? How do I make the camera move? I don't know how to make the camera move. Uh-huh. Well, I thought this would help. Override the in-game camera, manipulate in-game. Well, how do I manipulate it in-game? I don't know how to do that. You're welcome, Pugni. If you plan a game, is there a way you prevent scope explosion early on? That's a good question. I don't know if I have a good way of doing that, other than just being mindful. My cat is being annoying, sorry. Typically, it helps to just focus on one mechanic and try to squeeze as much out of that as possible. That's a good, particularly for game jams. Like if you're tempted to add a new mechanic, just try to work with what you have and just squeeze as much out of that as possible. First idea was to specify a namespace and then use assembly scanning to get all the states from that namespace and add it to the FSM. You have to have 2D selected and then the camera selected. Uncheck input and select 2D. I have to select the camera though. Oh, middle mouse key, thank you. You write down the scope. Creep is not inherently a bad thing if it benefits this game you're trying to make. It only hurts. Does not fit the game? Yeah, I think that's right. Oh my. It looks like a Path of Exile map. The points are too far away from each other. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm back. So this is looking pretty cool. I can see why the map took a while to generate. Dang cat. All right, so let's see. I think what I'll do is maybe I'll shrink this down. Maybe we'll try 1,000 by 1,000. We'll have it. That's a cool map. You like it? Not my take, got it from the Indie Game Clinic. I like that approach. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, that map generated faster. That's good. Okay. This looks a little bit more reasonable. Got a lot of upgrades in succession there. Reset. So yeah, I don't have a way of the camera following the player, and I actually probably don't want to move the camera itself. Can I not click that? Okay. Anyway. I think it's okay. The idea of having a limited set of movements before fighting the boss and advancing, he is coming style. Well, I borrowed it from Raven's Watch. He is coming was not the first game to do that. But yeah, it's the same idea, except I think I'm going to do like a wanted system for this. So like previously in this game, it was like a fixed number of traversals, but what I'm going to do is change how much each node contributes to the overall wanted level. And then once you get to the certain wanted level, that's when you get thrown into the boss fight. Oh boy, this is going to be very complicated. There's a lot to do here. I got to fix my shaders and everything too. Where even is the shader? I don't see my lighting shader anywhere, so that's probably broken. All right, well. Yeah, that map got a size update. Yeah, yes it did. The nodes need to stand out more, but it's promising. Yeah, I mean, it's one step at a time here. One step at a time. I'm going to add a fog of war so that you can only see a couple of moves in advance, which will tone it down. And also, you're not going to be able to see the whole map anyway. I mean, I guess I should enable the player to scroll the map, but yeah. Well, I think the next thing to do is to get the sort of camera working. The question is, do I want to use a camera? I guess a camera would be the easiest thing to do. Okay. Because right now the camera doesn't, it's not controllable in this game. Okay. Make map bigger. Where do you get those pixel assets? I'm working on a game after getting your course on Udemy and having a hard time making the pixel art. I made all the assets, so I got them from my brain. A helpful place that you could do is low spec though. There's a bunch of color palettes you can use on there. And so if you use a limited color palette, that helps a lot, I think. I think I'll head home from work. See ya. Sounds good. Sounds fun with that boss mechanic. Awesome. Yeah, there will be a fog of war. Yeah, there will be a fog of war. So we got a lot to figure out, but been trying to make a map like this, but with curved lines between nodes representing roads. It's quite hard. Yes, it is very hard. Yeah, it's very hard. My cat will not shut up. He's sitting outside screaming. It's so unbelievably distracting. This is unbelievable. I literally can't focus. Hey! Will you be quiet? Will you be quiet? Okay. Maybe now we can actually get some work done. Okay. Let me figure out what I'm doing with my stuff here. I think I might almost need 2 cameras. Yeah, I think I'm going to need the map camera because there's a game camera here, which is a shaky camera, but this is mostly for the combat camera. I think I'm gonna need... The other problem is this UI stuff is in a separate canvas layer. I don't know if that's gonna work. Map UI. I might have to restructure a bunch of these nodes here. Map container. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let's see. This map container probably... Well, maybe I can keep it for now. I don't know. Cat tax, yeah, bad kitty. Your cat is worried. In its eyes, you're talking to your screen. Yeah, true. True. I don't know where to go from here. Where am I calling this game camera? So I'm gonna need to use 2 cameras probably. Where is this player being used? Okay, so let's do this. Let's do a camera in here. Map camera. Private camera 2D, map camera. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. Great to see you as always. Welcome, welcome. Map camera. Set player node map camera dot global position is equal to player dot global position. Map camera dot make current. Okay. Let's see if that much works. Hello, Hawk Game Dev. Yeah, if you have a question, go for it. Hello, Ezabi, welcome back. Okay, I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked. Let's try this. Why does that happen? Okay. Map camera.global position is equal to player.global position. We'll just do that in every frame. I wonder if there's some weird positioning stuff happening. I'm gonna need to do that in every frame anyway. Okay, that's better. Okay, I think that's working good. Input. So now I can't see anything because this is where the second camera needs to come in. So I need to change. Well, let me just try this again. I think the camera switching, once I get that in place, I think it's going to be fine. But yeah, so the camera follows me as I move. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to need to do something here. Game camera. I almost want to rename this. This should be renamed to, we'll call this event camera. Rename this to event camera. Okay. This needs to be renamed to event camera. Oh. Public static void make active. Instance dot shaky camera 2D dot make current. Await map UI fade out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do event camera dot make active, and I'm probably going to want this is kind of messy, but I'm just going to get this thrown together first. Public void make map camera active. Public void make camera active. Map camera dot make current. Actually, I don't need that here. So my run manager here. Enter state map. If visited undiscovered node. Wonder if I should await that. Async. Await map UI.fade in. No, I need to do this. Map UI.map container. Make camera active. Well, let's see if that much works. Oh, it's not going to work. I need to change some other references. I'm already sick of working on my 8 to 5. Is it possible, in your opinion, to work as a full indie with small releases every, say, 6 months? Any advice? I'm really tired of my day job. Yeah, my advice is that's probably not going to work. And I think that's common advice too. Like, unless you have a track record of making games that are successful, it's going to be incredibly risky to assume that you're going to be able to do that in a way that's profitable. Like, I'm not profitable on my games right now. My income is coming from other sources besides games for the most part. So that's the only reason I'm really doing this right now. If games were the only source of my income, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'm trying to change that, but yeah. So I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but I just don't think it's not likely to work. Let's just say that. Until you can prove that you can make some money from games, it's not very likely to work. I would probably recommend finding a different 8 to 5 job before I would recommend quitting and doing indie game development. But, you know, it's up to you. It's up to your circumstances and what you feel is best. At the end of the day, it's your decision, right? I think my question is, can I slowly transition? Not going to quit my job now. Oh, yeah. So to slowly transition, I mean, I'm not... You shouldn't really take advice from me about making money from games because I haven't made that much money from games. But I think the way that you can think about it is like, you can use your free time in the evenings and on the weekends to try to make games with the purpose of selling them. There's no reason you can't try to make a game in 6 months in your free time and try to sell it on Steam. I think the most important thing is that you need to prove to yourself that you can make a quality game that people will buy, and then you can evaluate your situation from there. That's how I would approach it if I was trying to transition out of my job into indie development. The reason why I'm doing this right now is because, number one, my previous employer shut down operations because we ran out of money, and two, I already had Udemy course income coming in. So I already had a means of sustaining myself to try this. And right now, I'm right in that spot where I'm trying to make money from games in a way that makes it a viable long-term option. So yeah. Let's go to the booster. Okay, that seems to work so far. I think I will actually probably... Yeah, it's not going to work. Because the drawer UI is not part of a canvas layer. That's the problem. What happens if I make it part of a canvas layer? I don't want to make the map UI part of a canvas layer. I want to make the game UI... What is this game UI? Oh, that's a totally different thing. I don't know. We're gonna have to do some restructuring here. What is this player board? This is a mess. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna restructure this. I'm kind of tempted to not use 2 cameras and to just write my own stuff. I don't think this is going to work. Well, there's a lot to do here if I want to get this to work, but that's why we work on a separate branch. So now my drawer should be following me if I go this way. The question now is, do I even want... I wonder if I should just put all of this stuff under a single canvas layer here. Maybe if I just put all of those elements under a single canvas layer, then maybe I can just use... Oh, that didn't work either. Not data has parent. What is even going on here? What did I break? I don't know. Well, I don't know what I broke. Oh, this needs to be... Right, this can be playerboard.reparent to drawer UI. No, I can't do that. Okay. Playerboard.get parent.remove child playerboard. This is such a mess. That should work though. Did you work on a game development industry, or did you have more common software engineering career? Yeah, it was just a normal software engineering career. Wasn't in games at all. Camera shake isn't working. So I gotta figure out why that's happening. But I think for the most part it's working now. Yeah, there's no camera shake. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that one out, I suppose. I'm tired of all 8 to 5s, yeah. Audibly hurt the cat this time. You were doing great in my opinion, at least you are publishing stuff, unlike other YouTubers. Yeah, I'm trying. Hello, Marcos. Also, now map is bigger. Yes, the map is bigger. It's a good idea to keep everything separate to avoid dependencies as much as possible. I'm designing my system so that components don't rely on node path. Yeah, I think it's generally a good idea. Yeah, you want to... I mean, there's going to be dependencies, but to the extent that you can minimize them or make them configurable, that's even better. But yeah, you shouldn't, like, be hard coding stuff, for sure. Using composition, but more like ECS. Okay, let me go pacify the cat really quick. Also, I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break. And when I come back, we're going to figure out what the heck is going on. I may just not worry about the camera shake right now, just try to get it all working. I'm feeling pretty uneasy about this because I designed my game without like just being on a single screen, and so now that there's like a camera that can move around the world, it's a little bit iffy. So I may I think using a camera is still easier than using a custom solution for scrolling the map. But again, that's something that I have to figure out. There's this like inner container here, which probably doesn't need to be here anymore. This map container really doesn't need to exist either. I could just make this a plain old node 2D, I think. Yeah, maybe part of the reason why it's a little bit confusing is because it's still using UI control nodes for a lot of this stuff. But really, this should just be a node 2D that exists here. And then I can have a canvas layer for all the non-globally positioned elements. Up to and including this game camera here. So we'll figure it out. But anyway, give me 3 minutes. I'll be right back and we'll continue on. Okay, I'm back. Plan to submit my game project to the code review series. Awesome. Cat time, yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, so what am I doing here? I might rework some of this. Oh, map UI. Oh, I see. Shader screen position. Okay, so I know why the shader's not working, but let's just see. I just don't know. I'm going to have to do some deeper restructuring here, I think. But I'm mostly interested in just getting this working before I do anything like that. Let's see. This looks fine. So that definitely needs to be in a canvas group so that I have that stuff always available. I don't know why the camera shake isn't working. But I can fix that later. The one thing that's not really working that well is the traversal counter. So where is that? This run progress bar. Oh, I see. This is part of the map. Is this a completely self-isolated thing? I think I need to break apart this map UI. I don't think there's a way around that. Well, let's stage what I've got currently. All right, let's just do this. Make 2 cameras. This is why we work on a separate branch. I don't really know why this map container needs to be... Okay, let's simplify this a little bit. This inner container can go away. Bye-bye. This canvas group might be a problem. I think what I want to do is I want to do clip contents here. Let's run the game and see what that does real quick. I don't want the entire map to be rendered as part of the canvas group. That's going to be too much. We got some errors. Could not match member inner container to any node. Why do I need the inner container? Oh, I see. Okay, but yeah, you can see that now the map area is being clipped to a certain size, which is good. I think that's going to be necessary. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that inner container. We're just gonna remove this. To do implement. Now I think I'm going to reorient some things here. We're going to change this type. To the margin container. We're going to call this clip container. This we're going to change to a canvas group. I don't know, I'll probably rename that at some point, but anyway. This clip container, full rect. Why doesn't that work? Okay. Change this to clip children. Where is that? Visibility, clip children, or clip contents. Where's clip contents? Here. All right. This is going to be a little bit iffy, but we're going to change this to a canvas group here. Okay, so now the map UI, we've got this. This whole thing, I'm going to rename this. Let's change this type to node 2D. We're just going to call this map. Maybe I'll call it game map. Because I have other things that are map related that are just pure UI. Okay, so this is looking a lot more sensible now. This run progress bar, that's going to have to go somewhere else. But now we've got the game map. So in the run manager here, we've got this. This is the game map. Rename that. Okay, so now when we fade this out, what this should really do is we've got our map container. Am I still calling that a map container? Yeah, I guess that's okay for now. Don't need to be perfect. I'm just trying to get everything resituated in a sensible way here. So I've got our map container. So when I call map fade out, what I want to do is I want to do visual utilities fade out map container. We can await that. Can I get rid of this fade out? Oh, never mind. I probably should do it in here. We don't want this canvas group fade out material anymore. Okay, await visual utilities fade out this. Await visual utilities fade in. Okay. All right, so we've got maybe a little bit more of a sensible layout going on here. So I got the map container, back buffer copy, light rect. So this back buffer copy, it captures the viewport. Okay, now this light rect, that's going to need to change. That's okay. All right, let's see what I broke. Sorry for spamming that. That's okay. If you're having a conversation, that's all right. You guys are more than welcome to have conversations back and forth. Why doesn't this work? Object reference not set to an instance of object. The cat is still just meowing at me. I'm trying to power through the incessant meowing. You know what the problem is? Oh, I forgot to reconfigure the eye scene, I bet. Oh, did I lose a bunch of data? I might have lost a bunch of data here. No, maybe not. You know what the problem is that I'm washing all of the cat's blankets right now. And he doesn't have a blanket, so he's probably complaining about that. What is going on even? Maybe I should read the error carefully. Object reference not set to an instance of object at line 320. Eye scene instance are free. It thinks the eye scene isn't configured, maybe? But it's here. Okay, well, I don't have time to worry about little visual flares right now. Okay. Why isn't that working? I guess this clip container... This needs to actually follow the camera. Can I do this? Got some errors. Cannot match member canvas group to any node. That's because we don't have a canvas group anymore. Get rid of that. Oh, I can't do that, can I? I'm going to do something wonky here. Can set this as a top level node. Oh, that's not going to work. Maybe it will work. This is a little bit wonky, but it's okay. We're gonna get it. Okay, so now if I enable the camera, what I should see is it doesn't work. Cool. That's cool. The problem is I don't want the entire map to be put into a canvas group because I think that's not going to be great performance-wise. So that's why I'm trying to use this clip container to clip it, to clip the visibility of it. But I don't think this approach is going to work. I don't think that approach is going to work. The clip view basically just needs to move around, so I might need to use a back buffer copy again instead. Let me read something. Canvas group. Maybe I just won't worry about that for now. It could be the case that the canvas group is automatically just going to clip it to the viewport and not expand beyond the viewport, but I don't know how to verify that. Like, I don't want this to generate, you know, a 1500 by 1500 texture or whatever. But I'll figure that out later. Hello, Indie Hawk Games. He's logged in on your different account. Alright, well, this works, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know why the camera shake isn't working, but that's also not important. I don't need to worry about that right now. I'm gonna have to make sure that this performance is not gonna be a problem. Okay. All right. So let me just take another look at what I've got going on here. So I've got my game map, canvas layer. This is for all of the game UI, drawer UI. So that makes sense. We've got our game map here. That also makes sense. So basically, this run progress bar now, this needs to change. Restructuring. This run progress bar has to fade out when the map fades out as well. So I'm just gonna have to manage this differently, I think. So we'll get rid of that, remove this. We're gonna get rid of that. Then in my run manager, what we'll do is we will do... What is this game UI? Oh, I see. We'll do another canvas layer. I'm gonna make this ignore the mouse, instantiate in here, run progress bar. This is gonna need to be shrink center, shrink begin. And I think this margin container needs to be margin top of something like 16. Okay, so we got our run progress bar now. Game map dot fade out. So this is a little bit messy, but I'm gonna have to just work with it for now. Ideally, I would make this run progress bar autonomous and just like respond to the events that are happening in the run manager. Implement autonomous run progress bar. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, so we've got our progress bar up here now. And if I go to upgrade, okay, so it's still working. That's good. Obviously, we'll have to change the UI here, but I lost. Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. To figure out why it takes so long to generate too. Probably it's placing, all the decorations probably take a long time. I can actually probably verify that. Actually, it doesn't seem that the decorations really add that much overhead. Again, I'll have to test that. Obviously going to need to get this map generation down relatively quick, although once it gets past the initial generation, it's fine. So it might be okay to just have a loading screen where there's a little bit of time you have to wait, but these are all questions for later. Oh my. Why is that happening? Hello? Why is that happening? Oh. It seems like it was a bug with full screen. Okay. We just won't go full screen then. That's alright. So the map is looking good. I think it's looking okay. There are these really long edges now, which I'm not a fan of. But yeah, I think it's looking all right. I'm copying your to-do notes and code. Nice. I love the use of purple in your game. I'm sure there's going to be a hit. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Indeed, looking really cool. I appreciate that. It's coming. But yeah, I mean, how are we feeling about the bigger map? For those of you that are familiar with how the game plays on the small version of the map, are we liking the direction this is going? I mean, I don't want to spend too much time experimenting with this if this is not going to work, but are you guys excited about the larger map or no? Let me know before I waste too much effort. So really, if I were to continue now, I think the larger map is here. Good morning, Schlurgy. Welcome back. Great to see you again. So really, the thing to do from this point onward is to get the fog of war working so that you can only see like 2 hops in advance. And then to change this, instead of a node traversal system, make this like a wanted level system. So these eyeballs up here. And then go right into the boss fight from there. I also have to change the balancing for these combat encounters. But let's reset this camera. Input. Let's just play a little bit and see what it feels like. Ooh, noble pedigree. So I can actually go back. Let's go this way. Increase health there. Go back here. Ooh. I'm definitely taking that. Put that there. I don't have any other gold, so but I got the noble pedigree, which makes my first purchase free, so I took that. I like it, okay. I like media maps in these types of games, okay, okay. Hello, Hank. Are you still looking for projects to do code review on? Yes, please feel free to submit them. I will be doing more code review videos soon. Probably, I wanted to do one last weekend, I didn't get around to it. And there's GMTK coming up. I also have like a pixel art time-lapse video I want to edit, but I'll get back into the code reviews soon. I just got so much to do. But yeah, you think the larger map is great. Awesome. Thank you, Meep. Thank you. What happens if you complete all the nodes on the map? So the idea is that you're not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to keep this traversal system here. I'm just going to modify it a little bit. What I'm going to do is turn it into a wanted system where the amount it increases depends on the quality of the node that you completed. And then you're still going to be thrust into boss fights automatically. And the idea is that once you reach a high enough wanted level, you'll fight like the last, like you'll fight ever increasingly difficult bosses until the last boss. But the nice thing about this is, so if you recall what I was talking about, or was thinking about doing previously, is each level will have different themed enemies. So the first level would be like peasants, and then the second level would be like a regular army, and then the third level would be like high clerics and royalty and all this stuff, right? But now I can put that all on the same map. So what I'm thinking about doing is what I'm thinking about doing is creating regions on this larger map. So you've got like the peasant region, which will contain mostly peasant stuff. And then you've got like the soldier region and then like the high church royalty region. And that the nodes that are generated in those regions will be appropriately themed with, you know, their different enemy types. Maybe I can do upgraded encounters as well. So I'm going to introduce the concept of having different levels of nodes. So like an alchemy that's a higher level will have a bigger board for you to alchemize. And yeah, and so the idea is that you're going to basically be in charge of managing your own progression on the map. But I don't know, I got to figure all this out, how it's going to work with the fog of war and all that stuff. The fog would improve a lot too. Bigger world is always nice, okay. I think it would be hard to have more maps since you have a limited color palette. Well, I would change the decoration so all of these look like forests and stuff, right? But what I would do is just change it, make it look more like a city or something, or like a fort or siege engines or whatever. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's go fight the ox. "24 fire. 24 fire. And I'll just let the fire destroy them. Nice. Okay. Booster upgrade card. And I'm going to want to add the ability for the player to pan the camera as well. There's an artifact there. So let me think about this. If I was only just able to see 2 hops in advance, but I would be able to see this one, and this one, and this one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Yeah, 2 or 3 hops was probably going to be good. Let's go to the booster. Okay. Ooh, that's a big board. I don't think I want to fight that. This is a much more reasonable board. I'm going to go this way first. Might as well upgrade my Phoenix, go all in. 26 fire. Why is that not applying more fire? Increase my board size. So now I can fit a Skeletron on there. I still have the noble pedigree. Ooh, I still have the noble pedigree. So maybe I should hit this artifact and then try to loop around, I suppose. Oh, another noble pedigree. Oh, I'm going to take the Basilisk guy, though, I think. Exhaust a random enemy minion. Another noble pedigree? Jeepers. I'm going to take this opportunity to take the free upgrade, though. We've got a tier 5 Phoenix. I could enchant. Let's do an enchant. Ooh, Echo. Yes. Okay, alchemy. I'm going to alchemize the skeleton. Oops, the skeleton. That's not a very good ability description. I might change that. I should change that. Anyway. I actually don't really have anything good to alchemize this with. We'll just alchemize those two together, I suppose. Alright, got an upgraded skeleton out of it. If I ever get a ritual item, that's going to be useful. Let's fight this. That's a barkeep 5. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see what happens. 56. Oh, I didn't make it. Okay. Lots of balancing to be done still, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to win this. Nope. I can put 56 stacks of fire on him, but I don't survive long enough for that to actually take effect. Son of a bee. All right, that's all right. I'll polish some things up and then send it over. Probably it's still very much in pre-alpha state, but I think some early feedback on the code structure would be nice already. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me think. What's the next best thing to do? Obviously, balancing is a thing that needs to happen. I almost wonder if I should shrink the size of the map again. Or maybe even make it bigger. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it the way it is now. So the fog of war would be a really interesting thing to test. That's probably the next best thing to test, honestly. So move, run, progress bar. Hello, cheese on cheese. Will the player be able to scroll around the map? If not, could get weird with different resolutions. Yes, the player will be able to scroll around the map for sure. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me think. Do I want to do a fog of war here? How do I do that? Highlight visitable nodes. Where is this being called? This is being called in the run manager. So let's see. I might just modify this to hide any non-visitable node. Highlight visitable nodes. Oh, this iterates over every run. I see. Bool is visible. I'm just going to do a very basic fog of war for now. Entry dot. Let's see, run map. Do I not have a... I don't think I have a reference to the run map, do I? I think this is the one I need. Get minimum distance to node, yeah. Run map equals map. Okay. Run map dot get minimum distance to node. From node entry dot key to node current run map node. So this will have to be distance is less than or equal to 2. I have no idea if that's going to work. Let's see. This should be a good like facsimile of the fog of war. It's not going to look that great, but it will hide the nodes for me at least. Yeah, so I can't see any nodes that are beyond 2 hops. So I can see these ones. I don't think my light shader is working anymore. That's okay. So I can see these ones. That's 2 hops. That's 2 hops. Yeah, so I'll want to add some kind of fog of war effect, I think. But I think this is good. So let's just play this and see what happens. Let's do booster. Ritual cards. Okay. Okay, so now we've got some new options. If I could, if I could scroll the map, that would be very helpful, but that's okay. Got an enchant here. Grow board size. Echo there. Increase board size. Okay. We could do another enchant. Probably should fight some combats as well. Another echo, nice. Okay, let's go down here. Oh, this might be bad actually. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I might. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, I won that one. Yeah, let's increase the board size here. Yeah. Increase that again. Go grab that max health increase. I'm going to go for the high increase. Enchant a card again. Let's enchant this guy again. Another echo. Wow. Okay, he's got 3 echoes, which means he's going to attack 4 times. Let's go to the artifact. I kind of want to take the Vampire Fangs. Oh, you know what I should do, actually? I'm going to take the Iron Gauntlet and leave this guy as the only minion. Because the Iron Gauntlet is going to gain 4 damage after each successful combat. This damage is applied to any minion if it is the only minion on the board. So now... Well, let's beat this one first. I'll put an extra minion in there. Just in case. Oh my gosh, he's shredding. This is going to be ridiculous. Okay. So now that should give me an additional 4 damage. So now I can put this away. And if I click on this guy, yep, Iron Gauntlet, deal 4 damage. So he's going to be dealing 12 damage 4 times, 48 damage a hit. Wow. Okay, that's kind of broken. Now the question is, do I want to alchemize him with anything? Actually, let's alchemize that and this. Hopefully I don't get a minion. Perfect. Voodoo doll that is not minion tagged, which means that it won't affect the Iron Gauntlet. Sweet. Let's go this way. Increase board size. Nice. Let's fight this one. Ooh, this looks a little bit difficult, actually. Ooh, this might be close. Let's see. Nope. Nice. Okay, all right. I wish I could scroll up. I'll just pretend like I can scroll. So if I could scroll, I'd be able to see that that's an upgrade. I'd be able to see that one too, because that's 2 hops. So I can go there and there. But I think I'm going to go through the health upgrade here. So let's go through the health upgrade here. Draw circles over each node with less opacity the further from the player. Right, I can't use opacity though, but I get what you're saying. How do you use shaders to draw primitive shapes like rects and circles? I have no idea, Dragon Apple, I'm sorry. I am not a shader expert. I need more cards. This is ridiculous, and I'm going to upgrade. Actually... Oh, it's the boss. Oh, I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I was just happily, like, minding my own business. Okay, it's boss time. All right, let's see. Yikes. This is going to be a little bit difficult. Is there healing on the board here? This should highlight the healing abilities. I think that'll be fine. And this has still got the 12 damage. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Get melted. Ooh, oh, this is bad. Oh, I'm paralyzed. My skeleton got paralyzed. Okay, wait. Are we good? No, 10 health left. Okay. That's fine. I'll just sacrifice these two things, and I'll finish the boss off. It's like sinking a 3-inch putt. Boom. Boss down. Okay, so that's basically how the loop will work. You'll anger the people enough that the boss shows up, and then you'll fight the boss. I do have an issue here, though. Okay. How are we thinking? I think it would be nice to be able to select a single card from a board you've beaten. Yeah, I'm going to add... I mean, I got to think about how to reward the player more for combat encounters. I do want to make it so that players can take villager cards at some point, but yeah, I got to figure that out. So yeah, how are we feeling about that? What you just witnessed? Feeling good? Does it look interesting? Does it look more interesting than the smaller map? Or, yeah, any thoughts on anything? I could just keep going, I suppose. I redrew the scarab, too. But yeah, if anyone has any thoughts, let me know. I can't even click the node that's up here because it's too far away. So I'm gonna have to figure that out too. I think there's a better way that I can make the map so that it doesn't create these long edges here. But that's definitely gonna be a problem. Get wrecked. Oh my gosh. The board just instantly kills everything. Another max health increase. Oh, there's my shader. Upgrade card. Could be some more visual warning when the wanted level's about to max out. Yep, that will come. Yeah, for sure. You think it's feeling pretty good? You may have already covered this, but the fog will make it harder to plan routes. Yeah, that's the point, yeah. Did you fix the screen shake issue? I did not. No, there's a bunch of issues that I haven't fixed with this experimentation yet. Does the multiplayer course cover Godot basics, or should I start with the Survivor course? None of them, well, I wouldn't say none of them. They're more intermediate level courses. I do take the time to cover a lot of Godot stuff. The Vampire Survivors course definitely covers Godot more in depth, I would say. So you'll probably have an easier time with the Vampire Survivors course. But that said, all my courses do expect that you have some programming experience as well, because I don't teach you like how to program in GDScript. It's mostly like the course is assuming you already have some knowledge of programming. So it's not an absolute beginner course. I think the fog needs to cover the distant map as well as the nodes are visible. I think the fog needs to cover the distant map as well if the nodes are visible, but I assume you're going to do that. Oh, you're saying like hide the map decorations and stuff? Yeah, I agree. I'm still not super familiar with your game, but I believe your Skeleton Warrior lost the Iron Gauntlet bonus when you reforged it. I don't think so. So that may be the case because the way that this Iron Gauntlet works is that it looks at this board here and it says, okay, if there's only one minion on this board, then apply this damage to that minion. And so if the minion exists in the Forge board over here, it's not in the player board, and so the Iron Gauntlet won't apply that. But yeah, thank you for calling that out, but I don't think that's an issue. So you can see that if I move this minion over here, it loses that too. Now, of course, there's a skeleton here, so if I get rid of all these minions, see, it doesn't have that bonus. It doesn't get that bonus until I put it here, and now it's got the bonus. Could be need to limit the fog to each region so you can see the full peasant region, then after beating the boss you can see the soldier region. Oh, that's an interesting idea for sure, yeah. Okay, I got you, Rin, yeah. No one can beat the first boss on his first run, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus is that this is feeling very good. This probably just is more interesting as a player too, because it feels more exploration oriented, which I really like. So I just got a bunch of minor issues to fix, I think. But the problem is, like, yeah, this is going to be a massive amount of work to get everything working this way. And so I don't want to just go whole effort, you know, down this path if it's not going to work. But I think it is working. I do think it's working. So I'm going to be spending my time. Unfortunately, we're about to do GMTK, so I'm going to have to just abandon this for like 4 days or whatever, however long it is. But it's a lot easier to just accrue power here too. Mosquito. Ooh, I can actually use the mosquito swarm. My board is big enough. I redrew the Viper too. Somebody was asking, I think, yesterday or the day before, if I was going to redraw the Viper. I did redraw the Viper. I think it looks better now. Do I want the Viper, though? Oh, this is a minion. Oh, oops. I would almost... Let's see. Ooh. Oh, if I had Echo on this, oh my gosh. Well, unfortunately, I shouldn't have bought those. Spider egg. Let's get the spider egg. I need more. Oh, oh yeah, I think that's fine actually. Let's fight this guy. Just immediately just cooked him. Oh wow. Anyway, booster. Let's do ritual. Oh yeah, ritual. No. Another voodoo doll. We can put this here. We got a spiderling. Ooh, a spiderling. Keep getting the board size increase, but I don't have any cards to fill it. It's just annihilating these boards. Goodness. He just attacks so many times and he's dealing 40 damage. Oh goodness. I might have to nerf that Iron Gauntlet a little bit. Turn cooldown reduced by 1. So after 5 turns, wow. Oh, here we go. Upgrade this card. GMTK is tomorrow, yeah. In 25 hours. Almost exactly 25 hours it starts. Will you be streaming building an entry for the GMTK jam? I will, yeah. No, I didn't get ready. You only have 25 hours. You got 25 hours to get ready. Horse dev. You can do it. Alright, since I'm pretty much at the end of this run, I'm just going to go YOLO mode, and I got a bunch of spiderlings here. I'm going to go YOLO mode and merge these. Oh, I can't. Oh, the board's not big enough. Okay. Maybe I won't go YOLO mode then. What I could do is this. See if I can get the mosquito ability on one of the spiderlings. Nope, didn't work. And I lost the mosquito ability entirely. Look at how useless this card is. It's a 3x2 card and it just deals 2 poison and 2 damage. Okay, well that's a useless card. I can just sell that. Whatever, it's fine. This is feeling very good. I like the larger map for sure. There's going to be some challenges that come along with that, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I gotta redraw the Corvid. Oh, I shouldn't put that there. Vampire Fangs, why not? Did I hit all the combat? Where's all the combats? Anyway, I should have, like, if this game was fully built, I would have encountered another boss right now. Does this stack? I don't even know. I have 2 iron gauntlets. They should stack. Sorry, I'm just looking for combat encounters. I think I beat all of them. Anyway, can you walk yourself into a corner? No, the map is guaranteed not to have loops. So you can always get out of wherever you're going. The Fog of War is pretty cool. I like it. Probably what I'll do is like keep whatever you've explored open. I'm just clicking around now. I think I beat all the combat encounters. Goodness gracious. It's got, oh, the Iron God. Oh. Yikes. I'm gonna have to fix the Iron Gauntlet, I think. Anyway. That's enough goofing around. Man, I love the Tetris style inventory. Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. Will the eyes at the top change at all after each boss battle? Yeah, I think so. So those are going to become like a wanted level, like I said. And so after you beat the first boss, they'll get reset, but then it will say like, you know, wanted level 1 or whatever. Whatever I come up with as a thematic name for that. But yeah, I'm liking this. So I'm going to go end the stream right there. I got to go get some lunch, and I'll be spending this afternoon probably working on this. Probably won't do another stream, and I won't do a stream tomorrow morning either, but I will be streaming tomorrow for GMTK Jam. So hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. And again, if you want to support my work, you can either purchase Gunforged or you can purchase my co-op multiplayer course for Godot. Those are both great ways to support me. And if you don't want to purchase anything, that's totally fine. You can also like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That stuff helps me immensely as well. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And thank you especially, or also, maybe not especially, but also to the VOD watchers and lurkers. I know that you're out there and are enjoying these videos, so thank you. And yeah, I will, no bonus stream. No, I have a little bit of, I streamed too hard. I have a little bit of vocal strain, so I need to try not to talk so much so I can do longer streams for the GMTK. But yeah, anyway, I will see you all tomorrow for that stream, and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.